In the last video, we have defined the editor component. Now it's time to go and define the renderer component as well. Now, what is renderer? Renderer is something which is responsible to display the output to the end user. Again, there are certain rules that you have to follow whenever you are building the Lightning Web component for rendering the output. The rule here is you have to specify that the target this time here is lightning underscore underscore Agentforce output. You have to again make sure that the is expose value is set to true. You have to again specify the target config here as the lightning underscore underscore Agentforce output, but this time you have to use the source type. If you recall in the last video when we discussed about the editor, there we have specified the target type, but this time you have to specify the source type, and along with the source type you have to specify the CLT that you have defined for the output. So again you have to use the C as the namespace underscore underscore lead output. These are the rules that you have to follow under the XML file. In the JavaScript file, there's a very simple rule. You have to make sure that you are defining one property with the name of value. This is where your Apex will pass the value so that you can get that rendered on the UI. Very simple rule from the JavaScript side. Only one property that needs to be defined to access the value. Let's go and build this component so that you will get a full understanding how we can use the output component to render the output. So what I will be doing here is, let me go and create a new Lightning Web component of type JavaScript, and this time I am giving the name here as the lead result renderer component. Now, very first thing what I will be doing, again I have to go and access the value. So I am defining the API as the decorator, and finally here I will be using the @API value. Right? And then what I will be doing, I will be defining the getter methods, which is responsible to fetch the value. So my getter methods are very simple. It will check whether this value have the data available under the name, company, email, phone. These are all the same properties that we have defined under the lead result. Here you can see name, company, email, phone, status. Here I am simply checking whether the values are available in those properties or not. If the values are available in those properties, go and fetch the value. Otherwise, you can go and make that as an empty as well. That's the simple rule that I am following here. Next thing, HTML. HTML is again very straightforward. What I have to do, what I need to simply go and invoke these getter methods, which is responsible to go and display the output. Again, as I said in my explanation as well, you can use all the SLDS classes whenever you have to go and render the output. Here you can see I am using the different SLDS classes. I am populating the message lead has been created successfully, right? I am populating all the details that user have entered while creating the lead, all those details that can be captured here. Moreover, the created data and something that I have formatted in my Apex class, I am displaying that formatted value as well. So all those things can be managed with the help of the renderer here. Next thing that I will be doing here is I am navigating to the XML file, and this is where I need to go and expose my Lightning Web component to the Agentforce. So what I am doing here is, here I am defining the target as the lightning underscore underscore Agentforce output. After that, here I am specifying the target and specifying the source type for the lead output. Where the lead output is coming up from the CLT that we have defined with the name of the lead output. That is nothing but my source type here, right? That is the only thing. You have to make sure that is expose property is set to true. That's what I have done. Let me go and deploy this change as well. My Lightning Web component is deployed, which is responsible to render the result. Now what I am doing here is I need to again go and put a connect this Lightning Web component with my Lightning type. So again I am navigating here to the lead output, navigating to the UI configuration. This time I have to go and render the output. So I'm navigating this time to the renderer tab, right? And here I do have my output component available, which is responsible for the rendering. So here I clicking on the change button, and here I am selecting the component that I have designed, that is the lead result renderer. Here you can see this is how we are rendering the output on the UI, and I'll be clicking on the done button. Then I'll be clicking on the save button to save my changes. this is how we have defined the lead input, right? Under the lead input, we have mapped the editor, and similarly under the lead output, we have mapped the renderer as well. So my input is responsible to take the structured input from the user, and my output is responsible to display the output to the end user.